Welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that may surprise you. What does Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, often seen as emotionless and male-dominated, have to say to girls and women in the modern world? At first glance, Stoicism might not seem like a natural fit. After all, it's a philosophy founded by men, and most of the well-known Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, were men. But here's the twist: the principles of Stoicism are universal, and they can be incredibly empowering for anyone, regardless of gender. Think about it. Stoicism teaches us how to face challenges with strength, how to manage our emotions, and how to focus on what truly matters. These are lessons that can be invaluable for women today, who often juggle multiple roles and face unique societal pressures. So what if I told you that the wisdom of the Stoics could help you navigate modern life with more calm, confidence, and resilience? In this video, we're going to break down what Stoicism really is and how it can be a powerful tool for personal growth and empowerment. We'll explore key Stoic concepts like the dichotomy of control, learning to let go of what you can't change, and emotional resilience, which is about understanding and managing your emotions instead of being overwhelmed by them. And we'll see how these ancient teachings can be applied to the everyday challenges faced by girls and women, from handling criticism to overcoming the fear of failure. So whether you're new to Stoicism or have been curious about how this philosophy can fit into your life, stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole new perspective on how Stoic principles can help you face life's challenges with grace and strength. The first and perhaps most important concept in Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. Simply put, it's about recognizing the difference between what you can control and what you can't. It sounds simple, but this principle is life-changing once you truly understand and apply it. Let's break it down. You can control your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. That's it. Everything else, other people's opinions, the weather, the past, and even many aspects of your future, is outside your control. When you focus your energy on the things you can influence, you stop wasting time and emotional energy on things that are beyond your power. This shift in focus can lead to profound changes in how you experience life. Now let's apply this to a common scenario. Imagine you've posted a picture online and someone leaves a negative comment. It's hurtful, and your first instinct might be to defend yourself or feel bad about it. But here's where Stoicism steps in. Ask yourself, can I control what this person thinks or says? The answer is no. What you can control is how you react. You can choose to ignore the comment, respond with calmness, or simply delete it and move on. By focusing on your response instead of the comment itself, you reclaim your power and protect your peace of mind. This principle is especially important when dealing with societal expectations. Women are often expected to conform to certain standards of beauty, behavior, and success. But these expectations are external. They are things you cannot control. What you can control is how you perceive yourself, how you treat yourself, and how you respond to these pressures. When you let go of trying to meet everyone else's expectations, you can start living in a way that's true to you. Let's talk about emotions. Stoicism has a bit of a reputation for being cold or emotionless, but that's a huge misunderstanding. The Stoics didn't teach that we should suppress our emotions. Instead, they believed in understanding and managing them. They saw emotions as natural and inevitable, but they also believed we have the power to decide how we respond to them. Think about a time when you were really angry or upset. Maybe someone said something hurtful, or something didn't go as planned. It's easy to get swept away in the heat of the moment, to lash out, or to feel overwhelmed. But Stoicism teaches us to pause and reflect. Before reacting, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is this feeling based on something within my control? This pause allows you to create a space between the stimulus and your response, a space where you can choose how to act. One technique the Stoics used is called cognitive distancing. This means taking a step back from your immediate emotional reaction and looking at the situation objectively. Imagine you're watching yourself in a movie. How would an outside observer see the situation? This can help you gain perspective and reduce the intensity of your emotions. Another technique is reframing. Instead of seeing a setback as a disaster, Try to view it as an opportunity to learn and grow. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, but it does mean not letting them control you. For women who are often expected to be nurturing, agreeable, or perfect, managing emotions can be even more challenging. Society can sometimes judge women harshly for showing anger or assertiveness, labeling them as emotional or difficult. But here's where Stoicism can be a game changer. It teaches that your worth isn't defined by others' perceptions, but by how you live according to your values. When you understand your emotions and respond thoughtfully, you're not just managing feelings, you're owning them, and that's a powerful form of strength. The dichotomy of control is not just about understanding what you can and cannot influence, it's about liberation. Once you truly grasp this concept, it frees you from unnecessary anxiety, fear, and frustration. Imagine how much mental energy is wasted on things beyond our control. Someone cutting you off in traffic, a colleague's rude comment, or even larger societal pressures about how you should look or behave. Let's dig deeper into real-world applications. Consider the pressure many women feel to conform to idealized standards of beauty promoted by social media and advertising. These standards are often impossible to achieve and can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. According to the dichotomy of control, the opinions of others about your appearance are not within your control. What is within your control? How you view yourself, how you take care of your body, and the values you choose to live by. One way to apply this is to reframe your thoughts. Instead of thinking, I need to look a certain way to be accepted, shift your focus to, I will take care of my body and mind because it's an act of self-respect and health. This doesn't mean you don't care about your appearance. It means you're choosing to focus on what you can influence, your actions and attitudes, rather than chasing an elusive standard set by others. This principle also applies to professional settings. Many women face the challenge of being underestimated or judged by their gender rather than their abilities. It's easy to get frustrated and demoralized by unfair treatment. But here's where the dichotomy of control comes in. You can't control how others perceive or treat you, but you can control your response. You can choose to let those experiences define you, or you can choose to see them as opportunities to demonstrate resilience and competence. Let's say you're in a meeting and your ideas are dismissed or overshadowed. You have a choice. You can dwell on the injustice, or you can take a step back and think strategically. How can you present your ideas more clearly? How can you find allies who will support your perspective? By focusing on what you can do, preparing more, seeking feedback, or networking with supportive colleagues, you take control of your narrative and create a path forward. Another powerful exercise is the practice of amor fati, which means love of fate. It's about embracing whatever happens as necessary and good, even if it's challenging or unpleasant. This doesn't mean passively accepting mistreatment or injustice, but rather seeing every event, good or bad, as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. For example, if you don't get the job you wanted, instead of lamenting your bad luck, use it as a chance to reflect. What can I learn from this experience? How can I use this time to build new skills or explore different opportunities? Embracing amor fati helps shift your mindset from one of resistance and frustration to one of acceptance and action. It allows you to see obstacles as part of your journey, not as insurmountable barriers. This mindset is incredibly powerful, especially for women navigating environments where they might feel marginalized or overlooked. By focusing on what you can control and embracing every experience as a learning opportunity, you turn every challenge into a stepping stone. Emotional resilience is more than just bouncing back from setbacks. It's about understanding and transforming your emotional landscape so that you can navigate life's storms with clarity and strength. For women who often face societal pressures to be both strong and nurturing, managing emotions can be particularly challenging. Let's delve deeper into the Stoic approach to emotions. One of the core teachings is that emotions arise from our judgments about events, not the events themselves. This means that it's not the external situation that causes our distress, but our interpretation of it. For example, if a friend cancels plans last minute, you might feel hurt or rejected. But if you step back and examine your judgment, you might realize that your emotional reaction is tied to thoughts like, "They don't value me," or "I'm not important to them." By changing these judgments, you can change your emotional response. This doesn't mean you ignore your feelings. In fact, Stoicism encourages deep self-awareness. It's about acknowledging your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. One way to practice this is through prosauche, or attention to the present moment. When you feel an intense emotion rising, anger, sadness, fear, take a moment to pause. Focus on your breath, ground yourself in your body, and simply observe the emotion as if you were watching a storm pass. You might say to yourself, "I'm feeling angry right now, but this is just a passing state. I can choose how to respond." Another powerful tool is the view from above exercise. Imagine looking down on your life from a high vantage point, like an eagle soaring above. From this perspective, your current problems and emotions might seem smaller and more manageable. This exercise helps put things in perspective, reminding you that most of what troubles us is temporary and often insignificant in the grand scheme of things. For women who are often socialized to prioritize others' needs over their own, developing emotional resilience also means setting boundaries. It's about recognizing when your emotional energy is being drained by toxic relationships or environments and choosing to protect your peace. This might mean saying no more often, distancing yourself from negative influences, or seeking out supportive communities that uplift and empower you. One common challenge is the expectation to always be nice or agreeable. Women are often criticized for showing anger or assertiveness, being labeled as too emotional or difficult. But Stoicism teaches that there's nothing wrong with feeling anger. It's a natural human response. What matters is how you channel that energy. Instead of suppressing your anger, use it as a signal that something needs to change, either in your environment or in your own behavior. Speak up assertively, set firm boundaries, and take action to address the root cause of your frustration. For example, if you're upset because a colleague consistently undermines your contributions, instead of bottling up your feelings or lashing out, you could prepare a calm but firm conversation where you express your concerns and propose a solution. This way, you're using your emotional energy constructively to improve the situation rather than letting it fester or explode. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of daily reflection. In the evening, take some time to review your day. Ask yourself, what emotions did I experience today? How did I respond? What could I have done differently? This practice, known as evening review, helps you become more aware of your emotional patterns and develop strategies for better handling similar situations in the future. It's a powerful way to build emotional resilience and grow in self-mastery over time. Finally, remember that emotional resilience isn't about never feeling hurt or sad. It's about being able to face those emotions without being consumed by them. It's about standing in the storm, feeling the wind and rain, and knowing that you have the strength to endure. And when the storm passes, as it always does, you're still standing, stronger and more self-aware than before. The pressure to be perfect is something many women struggle with. From a young age, girls are often conditioned to be good, to excel in school, to be kind and caring, to look a certain way, and to avoid making mistakes. But this pursuit of perfection is a trap. It can lead to anxiety, burnout, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this perfectionism, the acceptance of imperfection as part of the human experience. Let's explore how this works. Stoicism teaches that the only thing we can truly control is our effort and intention. The outcomes, however, are not up to us. This means that while it's important to strive for excellence and do our best, it's equally important to detach from the results. This detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means recognizing that the value lies in the process, not just the outcome. For instance, if you're preparing for an important presentation at work, Stoicism would encourage you to focus on preparing thoroughly and delivering your message clearly. But once the presentation is over, whether it's praised or criticized is beyond your control. Your worth isn't determined by others' opinions, but by the effort and integrity you brought to the task. This mindset shift can be liberating. It allows you to take risks, make mistakes, and learn without the fear of failure paralyzing you. It's especially relevant in a world that often judges women harshly for missteps. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal goals, embracing imperfection means giving yourself permission to be human. One practical way to embrace imperfection is to practice self-compassion. This means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. When you make a mistake or fall short of your own expectations, instead of criticizing yourself, try saying, "It's okay, I'm learning. What can I do differently next time?" This simple act of self-compassion can transform your inner dialogue and help you approach challenges with a growth mindset rather than a fear of failure. Another technique is to set process-oriented goals instead of outcome-oriented ones. For example, instead of setting a goal to lose 10 pounds or get a promotion, set goals like exercise 3 times a week or complete 2 professional development courses. This shifts your focus from achieving a specific result to engaging in a meaningful process, reducing the pressure to be perfect and increasing your sense of accomplishment. Finally, remember that imperfection is what makes us relatable and human. It's through our flaws and struggles that we connect with others, learn, and grow. When you allow yourself to be imperfect, you also give others permission to do the same. This creates a more compassionate and supportive environment, whether it's in your personal life, your community, or your workplace. Embracing imperfection doesn't mean lowering your standards or not striving for greatness. It means understanding that perfection is an illusion and that real success comes from continuous growth, resilience, and authenticity. So the next time you feel the pressure to be perfect, remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to flawless performance, but to your courage, effort, and the lessons you learn along the way. One of the most powerful ways to understand Stoic principles is to see them embodied in real people. While the ancient Stoics, Zeno, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, are often cited as role models, it's crucial to highlight female figures who have lived by these principles, whether they explicitly identified as Stoics or not. Let's start with Hypatia of Alexandria, a philosopher, mathematician, and astronomer in ancient Egypt. Though not a Stoic by label, Hypatia embodied Stoic virtues such as wisdom, courage, and temperance. In a male-dominated society, she pursued knowledge and truth, teaching at the famous Library of Alexandria. Despite facing immense persecution and ultimately a tragic death, Hypatia remained steadfast in her commitment to reason and learning. Her life teaches us the value of intellectual courage and resilience against societal norms. Another powerful example is Perpetua, a young Christian woman in 3rd century Carthage who stood firm in her beliefs despite facing execution. Her courage in the face of death mirrors the Stoic practice of accepting one's fate with dignity and bravery. Perpetua's story reminds us that inner strength and integrity are not bound by gender, and that the Stoic ideal of virtuous living is about staying true to oneself, even under the harshest circumstances. Moving to the modern era, consider Malala Yousafzai, the young Pakistani activist for female education. Malala's story is a testament to the Stoic principle of courage in the face of adversity. Despite being targeted and nearly killed by the Taliban, she continued to advocate for girls' right to education. Malala's resilience and unwavering commitment to her cause echo the Stoic belief that true strength lies in standing up for what is right, even when the world is against you. Similarly, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the late U.S. Supreme Court Justice, demonstrated Stoic values throughout her life and career. Faced with gender discrimination in law school and her early legal career, she remained focused and relentless in her pursuit of justice and equality. Ginsburg's ability to remain calm, composed, and strategic under pressure exemplifies the Stoic ideal of emotional resilience and rational action. But Stoic role models aren't limited to famous figures. They can be found in everyday life. Women who face adversity with grace, who balance multiple roles with composure, who stand up against injustice, or who simply strive to live according to their values despite societal pressures. Consider the single mother who, despite financial and emotional hardships, raises her children with love and teaches them resilience and self-respect. Or the young woman who, after experiencing failure or rejection, picks herself up and continues to pursue her dreams. These women, though they may not see themselves as Stoics, are living examples of Stoic principles in action. The beauty of Stoicism is that it doesn't require extraordinary circumstances to practice. You can be your own Stoic role model by embodying the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in your daily life. Start by identifying what values matter most to you and commit to living by them, even when it's difficult. Practice emotional resilience by responding to challenges with patience and reason rather than impulsiveness or despair. And above all, strive to be a source of strength and inspiration, not only for yourself, but for others around you. Remember, being a role model isn't about perfection. It's about integrity and persistence. It's about showing up as your authentic self, making mistakes, learning, and growing. Whether you're navigating personal struggles or advocating for change in your community, your actions can inspire others to live more courageously and authentically. So embrace your imperfections, stand firm in your principles, and be the Stoic role model you wish you had. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied. It's a practical toolkit for living a more fulfilling life. Here are some specific Stoic practices you can incorporate into your daily routine to build resilience, focus, and inner peace. Start your day with a few minutes of quiet reflection. Ask yourself, what is in my control today? What virtues do I want to embody? This simple practice helps set a positive tone for the day and aligns your actions with your values. For example, if you're facing a challenging meeting or task, you might set an intention to approach it with patience and courage. Visualize yourself navigating the situation with calmness and strength, no matter the outcome. Premeditatio malorum means premeditation of evils. It's the Stoic practice of mentally rehearsing potential difficulties before they occur. This isn't about pessimism, it's about building mental resilience. For example, before a big presentation, imagine things going wrong. Technical issues, tough questions, or even forgetting your points. Then think about how you would respond calmly and effectively in each scenario. This exercise trains your mind to remain steady in the face of adversity because you've already prepared for the worst. When you're feeling overwhelmed by emotions or negative thoughts, practice cognitive distancing. Imagine that your thoughts are like clouds passing in the sky. They're not permanent, and they don't define you. This technique helps you observe your thoughts without getting entangled in them. For instance, if you're feeling anxious about a social event, instead of thinking, "I'm so nervous I can't do this," try, "I notice I'm feeling nervous, but this feeling will pass. I don't have to act on it." This shift can make a huge difference in how you handle stress and anxiety. Negative visualization involves imagining the loss of things you value: your health, your loved ones, your job. While this may sound morbid, it's actually a way to cultivate gratitude. By contemplating what life would be like without these things, you develop a deeper appreciation for them. For example, think about a close friend and imagine your life without them. This practice can deepen your appreciation and prompt you to cherish your relationship more fully. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to journal. Reflect on what went well, what challenges you faced, and how you responded. Ask yourself, did I live according to my values today? What could I have done better? This practice, known as the evening review, helps you identify patterns in your behavior and thoughts, allowing you to make incremental improvements over time. It's a powerful way to cultivate self-awareness and personal growth. Stoicism encourages us to engage fully in whatever we're doing, no matter how mundane. Whether you're washing dishes, writing an email, or having a conversation, try to be fully present. This means focusing on the task at hand without letting your mind wander to worries about the past or future. By practicing mindful action, you can reduce stress and increase your sense of fulfillment in daily activities. Stoicism emphasizes 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Each day, choose one virtue to focus on. For instance, if you're focusing on justice, you might look for opportunities to support fairness and kindness, whether that's standing up for someone being treated unfairly or volunteering for a cause you believe in. By consciously practicing these virtues, you strengthen your character and make a positive impact on those around you. Finally, practice letting go of what you can't control. This can be as simple as taking a deep breath when you feel tension building up, reminding yourself that not everything requires your reaction. It can also mean accepting past mistakes, forgiving yourself and others, and choosing to focus on what you can influence in the here and now. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing peace over turmoil, acceptance over resistance. By integrating these practices into your daily life, you can build the resilience and clarity that are the hallmarks of Stoicism. Remember, these techniques are not about perfection, they're about progress. Each day, strive to live a little more wisely, a little more courageously, and a little more compassionately. Over time, you'll find that these small steps lead to profound changes in how you experience and respond to life's challenges. Stoicism often suffers from misconceptions, especially when it comes to women. One of the most common myths is that Stoicism advocates for the suppression of emotions, portraying an ideal of Stoic calm that seems more suited to a stereotypically masculine persona. But this is a distortion of what Stoicism truly teaches. Stoicism does not teach us to suppress emotions, but to understand and manage them. The Stoics recognize that emotions are natural and inevitable. They arise from our perceptions and judgments about the world. The goal is not to avoid feeling, but to ensure that our emotions don't lead us to unwise actions. For women who may be labeled as too emotional or hysterical for expressing their feelings, Stoicism offers a powerful counter-narrative. It's not about being emotionless, but about cultivating emotional wisdom. While the prominent Stoic philosophers were men, the principles of Stoicism are universal and applicable to all genders. In fact, many Stoic ideas resonate deeply with issues that women face today, such as managing societal expectations, developing inner resilience, and living authentically despite external pressures. The philosophy's emphasis on inner strength and autonomy can be particularly empowering for women navigating complex personal and professional landscapes. Some view Stoicism as a cold or harsh philosophy, believing that its emphasis on reason and self-control leaves no room for warmth or compassion. But Stoicism is deeply compassionate, starting with the self. It teaches us to be gentle with our own flaws and to approach others with empathy and understanding. The Stoic concept of sympathia, recognizing our shared humanity and interconnectedness, encourages a compassionate engagement with the world. This is not a detached withdrawal, but an active, loving participation in life. By breaking down these misconceptions, we can see that Stoicism is not a rigid or exclusionary philosophy, but a flexible, inclusive guide for anyone seeking to live a more thoughtful, resilient, and authentic life. As we come to the end of this exploration into what Stoicism has to say to women, it's clear that this ancient philosophy is not just for a select few. It's a timeless guide that offers wisdom and resilience to everyone, regardless of gender. The Stoic virtues of courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago, and they can empower women to navigate the complexities of modern life with strength and grace. So, what does Stoicism ultimately teach women? It teaches that your value is not defined by society's standards, your circumstances, or the opinions of others. It's found in your ability to respond to life with integrity and resilience. It's in your power to choose your response to whatever life throws at you, to remain anchored in your principles, and to act with intention rather than reaction. Stoicism invites women to reclaim their inner power. In a world that often tries to dictate how you should think, feel, and act, Stoicism reminds you that your mind is your own. You have the power to choose your thoughts, to question your assumptions, and to cultivate a mindset that serves you rather than limits you. This doesn't mean shutting off your emotions or denying your experiences. On the contrary, it means engaging with them in a way that's both honest and empowering. For instance, when faced with criticism or judgment, Stoicism teaches you to separate what is within your control, your response, from what isn't, the opinions of others. Instead of internalizing negative comments or letting them dictate your self-worth, you can choose to view them as external events that don't define who you are. This shift in perspective can be liberating, allowing you to stay true to yourself without being swayed by the expectations or judgments of others. Another powerful Stoic practice is that of amor fati, or the love of one's fate. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that happens to you, but rather embracing your life as it is, with all its challenges and imperfections. It's about recognizing that every experience, good or bad, has something to teach you. This mindset encourages resilience and optimism, helping you find meaning and growth even in difficult situations. And let's not forget the importance of community. Stoicism isn't just a solitary path. It's about how we relate to others. By practicing virtues like compassion, patience, and understanding, you can build stronger, more meaningful relationships. You become a source of strength and wisdom for those around you, inspiring others through your example. In the end, Stoicism is about living a life of purpose and integrity. It's about being true to yourself, facing challenges with courage, and cultivating a mindset that allows you to thrive no matter what life brings. Whether you're dealing with the pressures of career and family, navigating relationships, or simply trying to find peace and clarity in a chaotic world, Stoicism offers tools and perspectives that can help you not just endure, but flourish. So take these teachings to heart, reflect on them, practice them, and let them guide you on your journey. Remember, the power to shape your life lies within you. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So choose your thoughts wisely and live with the strength and grace of a true Stoic.